Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the English news Bình Phước radio television station and newspaper. And with you, now following are the headlines as usual. Launch of women producing and trading safe food model, aiming for transparent, responsible and sustainable production. Prime Minister meets Vietnamese community in US. The Vietnam Women's Union, in cooperation with its chapter in Bình Phước province, has launched the Women Producing and Trading Safe Food model, with Đồng Xoài City chosen as the pilot location.
The Women's Union of Đồng Xoài City is among many associations working on food safety assurance in Bình Phước province. The Women Producing and Trading Safe Food model in Đồng Xoài include 50 women members of households and individuals producing, trading agricultural products, aquatic products, and other food in 8 communes throughout the city. Through the model, members will improve their knowledge about producing, processing, and trading food based on food safety and hygiene regulations. The model aims to implement program number 1 on education and advocacy for the production and trading of quality and safe agricultural products and food for public health and sustainable development in the 2021-2025 period between the government, the Vietnam Women's Union, and the Vietnam Farmers Association.
The proportion of areas granted planting and farming area codes in Bình Phước is to account for over 10% of agricultural and aquaculture land, while the number of disease-free animal husbandry areas and facilities registered for certification is to increase by 5% each year. These are among the goals set by the Bình Phước province based on the National Action Plan for a transparent, responsible and sustainable food system in Vietnam by 2030.
The overall goal of the national plan is to transform the food system from production, processing, and distribution to consumption toward transparency, responsibility, and sustainability. Based on local advantages, it expects to ensure national food security, improving local people's incomes and quality of life, preventing and combating natural disasters and epidemics, protecting the environment, responding to climate change, and contributing to the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals of Vietnam and the world to 2030. Bình Phước is striving for, by 2030, the proportion of agricultural products produced under the good production processes to reach over 15% for agricultural products and 95% for livestock products. The area of agricultural land for organic production is to reach at least 2.5% of total agricultural land. The volume of organic fertilizer used in agricultural production is to more than double compared to 2020. Greenhouse gas emissions from food production are to fall 10% compared to 2020. The income of rural residents is to be more than double the figure in 2020.
On the morning of September 18, in Tam Đảo District, Vĩnh Phúc Province, the Vĩnh Phúc newspaper hosted a 28-party newspaper conference of northern provinces and cities in 2023 with the theme Local Party Newspapers, with task of disseminating information on building new rural communes and model cultural villages.
The 28th Party Newspapers Conference of Northern Provinces and Cities 2023 brought together 25 local party newspapers in the northern region and a number of party newspapers of provinces and cities in the Central Highlands and the southern regions, including Bình Phước radio and television station and newspaper. At the conference, participating units exchanged experiences on improving the effectiveness of propaganda activities, contributing to building new rural communes and model cultural villages. It was also an opportunity for party newspapers to cooperate in propaganda and actively contribute to local development.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính is on a working trip to the United States to attend the high-level week of 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly and to conduct bilateral activities in the country.
Prime Minister Chin arrived in San Francisco on September 17th evening, local time, beginning his activities in the U.S. Right after the arrival, the government leader had a meeting with representatives of the Vietnamese community in the country. Representatives showed their delight at the homeland's socio-economic achievements over the years. They briefed the Prime Minister on activities to maintain and promote Vietnamese cultural values in the US, and proposed ideas to help Vietnam attract more high-quality human resources for national development. They said they hope for mechanisms to connect Vietnamese all over the world to join hands in developing the fatherland. For his part, Prime Minister Chin reviewed the Vietnam-US relations and the elevation of the ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership during US President Joe Biden's recent visit to Vietnam. Praising the role of the about 6 million strong Vietnamese community abroad for the country's development, Prime Minister Chin expressed his hope that the Vietnamese community in the US will make more contributions to the growth of the relations between the two countries. Regarding the community's proposals, the Prime Minister pledged that he will ask ministries, sectors and relevant agencies to give suitable and timely response.
Vietnam earned more than $3.4 billion from exporting fruit and vegetables in the first 8 months of 2023, a nearly 60% increase year-on-year. With such high growth, exports may hit the $5 billion mark for the year as a whole.
This factory is working around the clock to complete orders from now to the end of the year. It's been forecast that Vietnam's fruit and vegetable exports will continue to be quite vibrant over the remainder of 2023. The spectacular growth of fruit and vegetable exports so far this year is attributable to effective market opening policies. In the Chinese market, border guests have recorded a continual increase in fruit exports after many types began official exports to Vietnam's northern neighbor. At the Lạc Sơn province border gate alone, nearly 1 million tons of fruit cleared customs in the first 8 months. The Kim Thanh International Border Gate in Lao Cai province also posted strong growth in dragon fruit, watermelon, banana, and durian exports. To maintain growth rate until the end of the year, the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development is introducing solutions to manage growing area codes and export packaging facility codes. These are both requirements from importing markets. In the context of unpredictable fluctuations around the world, with many products such as seafood, forestry products, and cashew nuts having to adjust their export targets, fresh fruit and vegetable enterprises are continually increasing both production and export prices in the hope of exceeding plans.
The Ho Chi Minh City Museum of History has hosted an exhibition featuring a remarkable collection of antiques originating from 4 Vietnamese dynasties, Lý, Trần, Lê, and Nguyễn. The exhibition garnered significant public attention, drawing in large numbers of visitors, especially young people and students.
The exhibition showcased more than 170 artifacts from 27 collectors around the country. Artifacts date from 11th centuries to the 20th century and offer a glimpse into Vietnam's rich historical and cultural values. Many visitors expressed excitement at the exhibition as it marked their first encounter with such antiquities. With the theme Heritage and Memory, Painting from Pieces, the exhibition mainly displayed Vietnamese ceramics, encompassing household items, worshipping items, decorative items, and utensils used for drinking tea and wine. Some Vietnamese ceramics were commissioned from China or produced by France. The exhibition is expected to promote national pride and the preservation of cultural and historical values among the younger generation.
And that's it for this edition of BPTV News. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.